Alright, find a bitch to lean with. Cause I'm genuinely trying to get up in them shoes, Miss Lady. Huh, chunk that boy to dudes. Cause ain't nobody scared of your baby daddy but you. She want a street nigga, thug ass nigga. But ended up where my hug at, nigga. Bitches big hot shit, hopping out a big body. A real father, and I got it off of TikTok. Bitches, me and Raja, we don't do no click hopping. Went from click popping, now nigga hip hopping. Baby, let's get to the business. I ain't gonna lie, I was finna wreck this hoe, but I forgot this beat was for the bitches. I don't wanna get fully ignorant. I'ma say that for a project or some shit. It's big hot shit in this bitch, nigga. Step up in the spot like I'm in the Mesquite fit. But it's 2020 something, so this here's some sheen shit. You know how I rock. Find a bitch to lean with. Cause I'm genuinely trying to get up in them shoes, Miss Lady. Huh, chunk that boy to dudes. Cause ain't nobody scared of your baby daddy but you. She want a street nigga, thug ass nigga. But ended up where my hug at, nigga. Bitches big hot shit, hopping out a big body. A real father, and I got it off of TikTok. Bitches, me and Raja, we don't do no click hopping. Went from click popping, now nigga hip hopping. Baby, let's get to the business. I ain't gonna lie, I was finna wreck this hoe, but I forgot this beat was for the bitches. I don't wanna get fully ignorant. I'ma say that for a project or some shit. It's big hot shit in this bitch, nigga.
Yeah. They wanted me to spit reality rap. What the problem is. What the problem is. Whatever that fucking mean. Yeah. Let's go. Fuck you niggas and I mean that. You want war, bitch, I bring that. Real niggas dressing all black. I'll put your life in the past. All you lames ain't gon' last. Put that dumb shit in the trash. I be yellow in the jungle while them with gorillas even when it's fast. I was boosting them was back out. Run all up in your stash house. Tell you niggas kick the cash out. 45 on your ass. A lot of y'all dudes is acting. Keep on saying that y'all trapping. Put you right up on the news channel 45 asking what happened. Big nigga and I'm hustling. I dare you niggas try to touch me. So official like the ref. I got some real niggas that'll leave you dusty. I ain't never had nothing. Making something out of nothing. Out here grinding real hard trying to turn the Debbie to an English muffin. I went to work like a slave nigga. Streets know I'm a go-getter. I can never be a whole nigga. Real facts, you's a whole nigga. Catch the boy in the cup. Watch the pop bubble up. Profit going double up. Really never gave a fuck. My whole hood really bout that. Cross the line, then we off black. Kill a nigga when it's off black. Smoke you chumps like some gas. My father never really fuck with me. None of you niggas can't fuck with me. Say it twice so you remember me. None of y'all can't fuck with me. So high off life like I just caught the molly. Wait for a young dumbass nigga to try me. Giving them shots to the face of the body. Cause like a boxer, man, shots to the body. I done did a lot of dumb shit. A lot of beat a hater up type shit. I got that shit straight from high. Knock a nigga out real. I saw the teens of that musty. It was loud, it was crunchy. That's when housing came and rushed me. That's when housing came and rushed me. Came around every corner, had me on the ground. That's when they cuffed me. Had to switch the game up. Started capping up for slugs. I'm getting money, nigga, what? I'm getting money, nigga, what? Nobody couldn't tell me nothing cause a real nigga never gave a fuck. Homie told her that was fucked up. Real talk, that was fucked up. When I see you low, nigga, hit you with that 40, let you know your time's up. Gritty nigga still hungry. Yes, the boy still hungry. I be in my own lane, fighting like a champ, getting to the money. Get all that stupid shit. I'm gonna give me some money and ball out. I'ma stack it so high to the ceiling that when it come to my house, you gon' fall out. Only real niggas know what I'm talking about. Shoot up a nigga like filming a movie. Spit it for reals like we shooting a Uzi. Crossing the beach, you be out of here. Homie, you know I don't show no fear. Shoot you like magic, you disappear. Make sure you haters is crystal clear. Get them away from here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. There you go, there you go. Dress it up to make it real for me. Whatever that fucking means. For you bitch ass niggas.
Oh, yeah. 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 The things that I see, the things that I had, I can feel the pain inside. Oh, inside. The shoes that I feel, the scars of me grow. As solid as I am, I'll never fall. Won't you see me? I seen in me a long time ago. I never fall. I stood 10 toes. Oh, yeah. 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 The things that I see, the things that I had, I can feel the pain inside. Oh, inside. The shoes that I feel, the scars of me grow. As solid as I am, I'll never fall. Won't you see me? I seen in me a long time ago. I never fall. I stood 10 toes. The things that I see, the things that I had, I can feel the pain inside. Oh, inside. The shoes that I feel, the scars of me grow. As solid as I am, I'll never fall. Won't you see me? I seen in me a long time ago. I never fall. I stood 10 toes.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I hate to do this, but
No,
I have to.
oh
I have to talk to
no,
somebody.
oh. I know I've read all the articles, seen all the photographs, just a few in me in the magazine. I did all the interviews, and not once did I mention you. Let the billboards walk right by you. I didn't want to make a scene because we agreed to keep it on the hush. Don't want everybody knowing about us. And I vow that forever I keep my word, baby. But I'm telling you now, the secret is driving me crazy. And I'm tired of creeping around with you. Really wanna be with you. you. Tell me what the hell are we gonna do? I'm like, oh, 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 baby, we can't let the industry know because our cover will be blown. If anybody is, I'm so happy to see. Girl, you've got your career, and I've got family, and girl, that's why we can't let the industry know, oh no, because our cover will be blown. Don't want it to be known, gotta keep it on the low. Nobody. Girl, we can't let the industry know. Yeah. Wait, said you be my shelter in the midst of stormy weather. Texts of you telling me you are my umbrella. Girl, I just don't know what to do anymore. You and me on the QT is killing me slow. And even though I'm a little younger than you, it's okay. And I'm starting to feel that if people found out, then girl, it's okay. But then I saw you up in a song, when up in a video. I was so pissed that I jumped right up and went straight to the studio. Because we agreed on the hush. Don't want everybody knowing about us. And I vow that forever I'll keep my word, baby. But I'm telling you now, the secret is driving me crazy. And I'm tired of creeping around with you. Girl, I wanna be with you. Tell me what the hell are we gonna do? I'm like, oh, 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 baby, we can't let the industry know because our cover will be blown. Anybody is, I'm so happy to see. Girl, you've got your career, I've got family, and girl, that's why we can't let the industry know. No, because our cover will be blown. Don't want it to be known, gotta keep it on the low. Nobody. Baby, we can't let the industry. We have got to be careful. If we don't want nobody to get hurt, we've got to keep it private, girl. This relationship to ourselves. Though I agree, girl, it's killing me. Why do we have to hide from the industry? And baby girl, I'm tired of sneaking and creeping with one another. Every day it gets harder for me being your secret lover. We can't let the industry know because our cover will be low. Anybody here so happy to see us. You got your career, I've got family. That's why we can't let the industry know because our cover will be blown. Want it to be known, keep it on the low. We can let the industry know what they do behind closed doors. Our cover will be blown.
Hey. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? I know y'all looking like, oh Lord, what's going on now, Dana? What happened? Do y'all see the title? The R. Kelly win in Hennepin. We gonna talk about it tonight. I keep telling you, as long as I'm around, if I gotta spin that block, that's all I do is win. Even when it looked like we lost, all I do is win. Shout out to the attorneys that handled this case. But before I get any further on that one, right? I'm gonna say, what up, Dream Team? How y'all doing? I ain't set no goal for the night. So if y'all want to hit the Cash App, y'all can. If y'all want to hit the Super Chat, y'all can. Y'all gotta bear along with me. I'm a little inebriated. Been drinking. I've been on a grill. I was supposed to come live at 6:30, y'all. But I've been on a grill all day long. So before I get into the R. Kelly, I want to talk about something crazy real quick. Do y'all mind if I talk about something crazy real quick? Real quick, let's talk about it. Oh my.
Russell Simmons, the record executive who founded Def Jam with Rick Rubin, has filed a lawsuit against HBO over the On the Record documentary. He claims the television service and the doc's filmmakers defamed him and ignored evidence supporting his version of events. How much are you suing for, Russ? Russ is suing for $20 million. Do you think this is a setup to get Russell with Simmons in the country just so they can try to lock him up? I want to know. Do you think this is a setup to get Russell Simmons in the country just to lock him up? And I'm going to go through these fast, all right? I'm going to go through these fast. But Russell got a $20 million lawsuit on HBO for defaming his character and lying on him. Shout out to the dream team that's here. I see y'all. Mama Mary, everybody. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see Prima. I see Miss Lady T. I see Mama Mary. I see Judah. I see Miss Virgo. I see Star. What up, Star? I see Willie. I see Judah. I see Teresa. I see Jay Rizzy. Oh, man in the building. I see EJ. D Johnson, what's up? D Johnson said, yes, a clean setup. EJ said, the wealthy, rich, melanated man fighting back in 2025. And yes, it is a setup with they slick tail. You know, I can't cuss right now. You know what I mean? I'm monetized on here. I can't do that. It's no doubt. Okay. All right, cool. So now let's get into some R. Kelly business. First, I want to start with this lady in Canada. Lady Juliet. First, I'm going to say R. Kelly got some of the craziest people. Some of the craziest people that follow him. Lady Juliet, right? The lady that's in Canada or overseas or England that claims to be R. Kelly's wife and all that. But the real Lady Juliet died. Let's go there. Lady Juliet Powell, the former Miss Canada, Much Music VJ, and radio host, has sadly passed away at 54. Juliet was a true pioneer in Canadian media. She was the first Black Miss Canada and broke new ground as the host of popular shows like Electric Circus and French Kiss. So we finally get to see, I don't know if this is the real Lady Juliet, but yeah. Finally get to see, and if she don't do no more lives, then we know this was her. But Jesus, why everybody got to take people personas? Let's stop.
R. Kelly down. They came to these platforms wanting to keep spreading the propaganda and to keep provoking simple minds to react to the certain things that they were putting out here. But it never failed that I consistently documented specific points and the hypocrisy just so I could have moments like this and remind you why it's comical to me seeing the karma hit some of these specific individuals. And today we got the news. It done hit Michael Avenatti. And if you know what I know, you would see the connections within all of this that should happen to other individuals as well. But when it comes to Michael Avenatti, he just got hit with another 8 years on top of the other years he was already sentenced for his extortion bullshit. So with that being said, again, think about all the things we saw plastered all over social media, the news, and even YouTube from these suspicious individuals who wanted to go under the radar doing all this janky stuff on these platforms like it wasn't going to come back to the forefront.
Whoa. 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 Michael Avenatti got 8 years. And I know some of y'all say, we heard that on Prima Donna. That sounds like Prima Donna. Yes, that's my sister. Yes, that was Prima Donna. But let's get into some juicy kale stuff. Boom. We gonna go there. I don't know how many people ready. I know them old slow people ain't I know they ain't ready for this. But let's go. Y'all ready? I said, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin. District Court, 4th Judicial Circuit. Jane Doe, plaintiff versus Robert Sylvester Kelly, defendant. Case type, personal injury. Order granting defendant's motion for summary judgment. The above entitled matter came before the Honorable Michael K. Brown, Judge of District Court, on March the 7th, 2025. Upon defendant's motion for summary judgment, the court is chambered at the Hennepin County Government Center, 300 South 6th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Plaintiff was represented by Richard Student, Esquire. Defendant was represented by who? Jennifer Bonjean, Esquire. Based upon the files of the case, the court makes the following order. Defendant's motion for summary judgment is granted. Plaintiff's claims are dismissed with prejudice. The following memorandum is hereby incorporated by reference. Let judgment be entered accordingly by the court. Michael Brown. I'm going to say it again. Defendant's motion for summary judgment is granted. Plaintiff's claims are dismissed with prejudice. The following memorandum is hereby incorporated by reference. Now, I heard some of them slow dummies over there talking about, oh no, the R. Kelly supporters and fans and friends, they gonna be upset and this, and he gonna be stuck there. Hold on. And then somebody jumped in there and said, wait a minute, I thought you were supporting Kales. Now you against them again? When y'all ever stop running for people and listen to what I tell you, they never supported Kales. It was always to support them. With that being said, let's go. Memorandum. Background procedural history. On March the 10th, 2021, plaintiff filed a complaint alleging sexual assault, count 1, and action for damages pursuant to Minnesota statute 541.073, count 2. On June the 16th, 2021, plaintiff moved for leave of the court to amend the complaint to allege a claim for punitive damages against defendant. In an order filed on September the 2nd, 2021, the court granted plaintiff's motion and allowed plaintiff to amend her complaint to add a claim for punitive damages. On September the 7th, 2021, plaintiff filed an amended complaint alleging sexual assault, count 1, and action for damages pursuant to Minnesota statute 541.073, count 2, and requesting punitive damages. Eventually, this matter was placed on the inactive docket for 6 months. Via certificate filed on December the 6th, 2022. On June the 28th, 2023, the court issued an amended scheduling order setting the matter for trial during the trial block beginning on August the 5th, 2024. In an order issued on February the 14th, 2024, the court granted the motion for omission of pro hac vice, allowing Jennifer Bonjean, Esquire, and Ashley Cohen, Esquire, both non-resident attorneys with the Bonjean Law Group, PLC, in New York, to represent defendant. Shortly thereafter, the parties filed a stipulation to amend the scheduling order. On March the 6th, 2024, the court issued a second amended scheduling order incorporating the parties' stipulation and set the matter for trial during the trial block beginning on December the 16th, 2024. On March the 7th, 2024, defendant filed an answer to the complaint. On September the 20th, 2024, the parties filed a stipulation to amend the scheduling order. On September the 27th, 2024, the court issued a third amended scheduling order incorporating the party stipulation and setting the matter for trial during a trial block beginning on March the 31st, 2025. In an order issued on October the 30th, 2024, the court granted the motion for admission of pro hac vice, allowing Gabriella Orozco, Esquire, a non-resident attorney with the Bonjean Law Group PLC in New York, New York, to represent defendant. On December the 16th, 2024, defendant filed a motion for summary judgment. The motion was heard by the court during a hearing on March the 7th, 2025, after which the matter was taken under advisement. Pause. Ain't that's what I told y'all and before? And people sat back and said, oh no, Dana, that didn't happen. Now you see it on line 12. After which the matter was taken under advisement. Additionally, a fourth amended scheduling order was issued on March the 14th, 2025, setting the matter for trial during the trial block beginning on July the 14th, 2025. Undisputed material facts. Plaintiff is currently 40 years old. Plaintiff is currently 40 years old. I'm going to say it again. Plaintiff is currently 40 years old. Having been born on June the 20th, 1984. Example D913 through 915. Plaintiff is not currently employed. And has not been employed since the age of 16. She began receiving disability benefits around the age of 18 or 19 years old. Plaintiff has various self-reported diagnoses, including post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, bipolar, ADHD, and insomnia, among others. She has presented to the hospital. She has presented to the hospital for her mental health on at least 20 occasions. She previously reported to her providers that she began having panic attacks, anxiety, and depression at the age of 15. Her symptoms, although started in childhood, intensified after her sexual assault, and she felt even worse. Pause. Y'all remember when I called out? And she called in and said, that's not me. Oh, you're going to hear all that today. In 2001, plaintiff met defendant in the summer at the City Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. At the time plaintiff met defendant, she was emancipated, 17 years old. Pause. That means she was grown. At the time she met a defendant, she was emancipated, 17 years old. So was Azriel. Now we see where this is about to go. Plaintiff received defendant's autograph, which included a phone number underneath the autograph. Plaintiff subsequently called this number. Defendant answered the phone and stated he was at the Marquee and that plaintiff could come meet him. So plaintiff walked to the hotel. Plaintiff described feeling excited and stated, I wasn't really thinking. I just was excited and I was going to go with the flow of whatever the flow was because he's R. Kelly. I was excited. I was a groupie. I always loved his music. I just called the number out of excitement. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I knew that I liked him because he was R. Kelly. And wherever it was going to go, I was going to be with it, I guess. I'm trying to decide if I want to go the extra mile tonight. If y'all want me to go the extra mile tonight, put hell yeah in the chat. And I need 10 people to say hell yeah. If not, then I'm going to just stop after I finish reading this. Example D. At no point did plaintiff show defendant her identification. Upon entering the lobby of the hotel, plaintiff recognized a man from a music video who proceeded to bring plaintiff up to a hotel room. Plaintiff recognized the man from a music video who proceeded to bring plaintiff up to a hotel. I wonder who that was. And don't think it was me because I wasn't there for that. He let plaintiff into a hotel room and told her that defendant would be right up. Eventually, plaintiff heard a knock at the door and she opened the door, letting defendant in the room. Defendant told plaintiff that he could give her $200 and they could have a little fun, and that he would fly her to his studio and put her on the whiff pool. Plaintiff understood the agreement was for her to dance for defendant for $200. She agreed to the amount of $200 because defendant promised other things, including putting plaintiff on the whiff pool and flying her to his studio in Chicago, Illinois. After reaching the agreement, defendant began removing plaintiff clothes before removing his own clothes. Defendant then laid on the bed with plaintiff sitting atop his upper chest, facing his feet and dancing. During the dancing, plaintiff felt defendant touch her vaginal area. He stated that he did not digitally penetrate the hole, which he stopped at her request. Hold on. Wait a minute. This kills every so-called victim lie. Hey, Sharice. If he stopped at her request, the other said, oh no, he just kept going and he forced me. So why was y'all forced, but this one wasn't? Things that make you go, Up until defendant's attempt to digitally penetrate plaintiff's vagina, plaintiff was nervous but comfortable with what was taking place. After the dancing stopped, plaintiff and defendant put back on their clothes. Defendant gave plaintiff four $50 bills. Later that same day, plaintiff went to the Orpheum Theater to attend defendant's concert. She was seated in the front row. Plaintiff did not interact with defendant. The next morning, plaintiff called defendant. Plaintiff could not understand defendant. She does not recall what was said during that conversation. The following day, plaintiff again called defendant, but his number was disconnected. Upon learning this, plaintiff was pissed and upset because defendant lied. She felt like she got played. She was also embarrassed that she got $200 and was gullible to believe that he was going to really fly her to his studio. And then she got a disconnected number. She believes defendant took advantage of her in a financial way. Plaintiff indicated she did not report defendant to the police. Did you report him to the police or anything? For what? There was no reason to report him. Plaintiff disclosed to her brother approximately 1 week after the incident that she danced for defendant for $200, but remembered not wanting to go into detail because, once again, it's nothing to brag about. And she did not want to go into detail. Tell him what position, everything that happened, because that would have made her feel uncomfortable. Plaintiff also told her friend Nosha about the incident in approximately 2005 and noted that Nosha had also met defendant. She informed Social Security staff of the incident as well, after which she received disability benefits at the age of 19. Hold up, man. These people meeting R. Kelly, getting mad because he played them. I'm a player type of guy. Played them, and then they went to Social Security and got Social Security disability benefits? What the hell is really going on? Plaintiff specifically testified that when Social Security staff asked her about sexual type stuff, she answered it, but she didn't go into detail, as that has had a psychological effect, sick, on her mentally. Plaintiff further stated that when she has disclosed this incident to a few people, she always let them know that it made her feel bad, like tooken, sick, advantage of, as far as $200. Much later, plaintiff disclosed that she had a sexual interaction with defendant to her mother when they were watching the television show Surviving R. Kelly. Plaintiff also obtained an attorney after Surviving R. Kelly. In November 2019, notes as part of a diagnostic assessment indicate that plaintiff is involved in a high-profile case of being inappropriately positioned by a famous rap star. This case is ongoing, and client wants to stay as anonymous as possible. In 2018, plaintiff reported to her providers that she was raped by a stranger at the age of 18. The stranger to whom plaintiff referred as being raped by was defendant. Plaintiff used the word rape because that's how he made me feel when he gave me his number afterwards. Well, before, but when I had his number, I called and it was disconnected. Like I felt like I was raped. I felt like I was token, sick, advantage of. The things he promised me never could happen because he changed his number. Got that number disconnected. So I felt raped at that time, yes. Yo, my head hurt because now you lied to me. And I'm about to get pissed. And I've been drinking too. I'm about to go nuclear. Plaintiff further clarified that she felt emotionally raped. She also described feeling embarrassed because defendant only gave her $200. Plaintiff acknowledged that although defendant was charged with engaging a prostitute and hiring a prostitute, Hennepin County did not prosecute defendant. In her deposition, plaintiff clarified that she was 17 years old at the time of the incident, which gave rise to the current lawsuit. But you didn't tell him that you was emancipated. Nor did you show her ID to nobody. Plaintiff has received treatment for mental health concerns. Plaintiff testified that she has presented to the hospital over 20 times for mental health reasons. Records indicate that plaintiff has a history of 7 psychiatric hospitals all for episodes of extreme anxiety or depression, including a 4-month hospitalization in 2012. Notes within the hospital records regarding plaintiff's ability to function include the following. On December the 8th, 2011, the records state that the patient has been very unstable with extreme mood liability. Her decision making is impaired and she is unable to take care of herself. On September the 28th, 2011, it was stated that plaintiff reports a reduced ability to function adequately and to care for herself. And on November the 24th, 2010, the records state that the patient is 1 month postpartum. What? Extremely liable and unable to manage in the community and at home. As a result, plaintiff receives Social Security for a disability. In a recent examination, John Fabian, the doctor, concluded that plaintiff's testing results reveal a history of experiencing multiple traumatic events, with the most significant ones being her chaotic and dysfunctional relationship with her mother and being sexually assaulted at the age 19. Hold on. So why would you get to him if you was sexually assaulted at 19? He was 2 years removed. Psychological testing results indicate valid protocols and symptoms consistent with self-report and diagnosis related to PTSD, depression, somatic symptoms, and borderline personality features. Oh shit, she crazy. As part of a 2018 evaluation, Dr. Alfred Kara-Youssef concluded that plaintiff is able to understand, retain, and follow simple instructions. She is restricted to work that involves brief, superficial, and frequent interactions with fellow workers, supervisors, and the public. That means she can't work nowhere. Within these parameters, she is able to maintain pace and persistence. Plaintiff is also able to manage her benefits. Finally, plaintiff, once with the assistance of counsel, settled both a premises liability personal injury claim against her former landlord and a personal injury claim arising out of a motor vehicle crash. These settlements occurred 5 years ago and 15 years ago. Summary judgment standard. Summary judgment is appropriate if there is no genuine issue as to any material fact, and the moving party is entitled to judgment as a matter of law. Minnesota RCIVP 56.03. See also Carlisle versus City of Minneapolis case law. A party responding to a motion for a summary judgment must present specific facts showing that there is a genuine issue for trial. Minnesota RCIVP 56.05. Also see Garath versus Rockwell case law. A genuine issue of material facts does not exist when the party opposing summary judgment presents evidence that creates merely a metaphysical doubt as to a factual issue. DLH INC versus Russ 566 case law. Minneapolis 1997. And in other words, a party cannot rely on bare allegations or denials to oppose a summary judgment motion. Bodan versus Altool case law. Rather, the party responding must come forward with relevant, persuasive evidence supporting the party's defenses or face entry of summary judgment. PTSD first appeared a diagnosis in 2019. Montrot indicated this exposure 2019 rape does likely serve either as a cause of her PTSD or as a significant exacerbating factor. Conclusions of law. Here we go. And this is a lot. Conclusions of law. Whether there's a battery of any kind and whether there is a violation of a criminal statute. It is true that Minnesota courts have held that Minnesota law does not recognize a separate cause of action for sexual abuse apart from common law tort. Lichted versus Kohler case law. Plaintiff's claim is for battery with reference to the delayed discovery statute. Battery is the intentional, unpermitted, offensive contact with another. The consent of the person assaulted is a complete defense to an action for assault and battery. Frey versus McManus case law. Then you got Jerk versus Johnson case law. Here, there is no evidence that plaintiff did not consent to the contract with defendant. Plaintiff understood that agreement was for her to dance for defendant for $200. Plaintiff also testified that up until defendant's attempt to digitally penetrate her vagina, she was nervous but comfortable with what was taking place. Significantly, defendant stopped attempting digital penetration at plaintiff's request. However, the legislator has determined, as a matter of public policy, that consent is not available as a defense in cases involving children under the age of 16 who are abused by a person at least 48 months older and children between the ages of 16 and 18 who were abused by a person in a position of authority or a person with whom they have a significant relationship. Jork versus Johnson. The Jerk court concluded that we thus see no reason to apply the criminal law presumption that minors are legally incapable of consenting to sexual conduct to civil cases. Therefore, we turn to the criminal statutes referenced in Minnesota case law. Minnesota law defines sexual abuse as conduct described in sections 609.342 to 609.3451 and 609.3458. Both parties appear to be in agreement that the applicable sections defining sexual abuse should be those sections that govern in 2001. When the incident giving rise to this lawsuit occurred, the court agrees. Generally, a statute is presumed to operate only prospectively, and only if Congress or the legislator clearly prescribes retroactive application will a statute be permitted to operate retroactively. Ubell versus State case law. Further, this presumption continues to be codified in Minnesota state, which states no law shall be construed to be retroactive unless clearly and manifestly so intended by legislator. CID. Plaintiff argues that Minnesota statute 609.345 is applicable to the matter at hand. Thus, the court will focus on this section. In 2001, Minnesota statute 609.345 subbed, i.e., provided that a person who engages in sexual contact with another person is guilty of criminal sexual conduct in the fourth degree if the complainant is at least 16 but less than 18 years of age, and the actor is more than 48 months older than the complainant and in a position of authority over the complainant. Neither mistake as to the complainant's age nor consent to the act by the complainant is a defense. This section became effective on June 1st, 2001. Here, Plaintiff testified in her deposition that she was 17 years of age at the time of the incident. Defendant was more than 48 months plaintiff's senior, as he was 27 years of age. The issue is then whether defendant was in a position of authority over plaintiff. In Minnesota, specifically, Minnesota statute 609341 sub 10 defines position of authority as a position that includes but is not limited to any person who is a parent or acting in a place of a parent and charged with any of parents' rights, duties, or responsibilities to a child, or a person who is charged with any duty or responsibility for the health, welfare, or supervision of a child, either independently or through another, no matter how brief at the time of the act. Defendant is not plaintiff's parent, was not acting in the place of a parent, and was not charged with any duty or responsibility for the health, welfare, or supervision of the child, or significance. At the time plaintiff met defendant, she was emancipated, suggesting she had control and custody of her person. Thank you. Thank you. So if she was emancipated, that means she had custody and control of her person. Just like Azriel, she was emancipated. Make this make sense. Why everybody want to be number one? And then when they don't get number one, then they're a victim. Right, Tiffany Hawkins? Right, hot water? As the definition provided by Minnesota Statute 609341 sub 10 is not exclusive, the court looks to other potential positions of authority, and plain meaning position indicates either a person's social standing or employment, and the word authority refers to the power to enforce laws, exact obedience, command, determine, or judge. State versus Mogler case law. Minnesota courts have previously held that positions of authority include a babysitter hired to watch children, State versus Hall case law, a relative over his niece, State versus Lawson case law, an employer over his employee, State versus Hansen case law, a gymnastics instructor over gymnastics student, State versus Bates case law, an individual over an unrelated child residing with him, State versus Willette case law, State versus Farrell case law. It is accurate that position of authority is broadly defined, State versus Rucker case law, citing State versus Willette case law. Denied, Minnesota, May 16, 1988, and State versus Rucker, the court concluded that a position of authority was maintained over the course of a sexual abuse of two victims because the perpetrator supervised two victims in the after-school program, exchanged personal contact information with the two victims, encouraged the victims to use the personal contact information to maintain a relationship with him outside of the after-school program hours, took one of the victims out with her parents' permission to celebrate her success in the after-school program, and engaged in abuse when dropping off one of the victims at her home outside of the after-school program hours. ID in State versus DeLong case law. The court concluded that an individual was in a position of authority because the incident occurred in his home, a place within his exclusive control. The court stated that as an adult and the residents, perpetrators, responsibilities reasonably included at least a minimum degree of protection of victims' health and welfare, and that this limited responsibility is sufficient to place perpetrator within the broad definition of position of authority. Plaintiff specifically offered two cases for the court's consideration. Appel versus State and State versus Holcomb. In Appel versus State, the perpetrator worked as a janitor at a school and was accused of interfering with the privacy of students, including following students into the bathroom and watching them use the lavatories. What the hell? As well as sexually assaulting one student, Appel versus State. The court found that the perpetrator was in position of authority because he was a janitor at a school attended by the victim and because the victim had stayed overnight at his home on one occasion. Nope. I'm sorry. The court found that the perpetrator was in position of authority because he was a janitor at a school attended by the victim and because the victim had stayed overnight, yes, right, at his home on one occasion. Additionally, the court noted that Minnesota courts have found that a position of authority exists when an individual exercises a degree of protection over a child, which R. Kelly did not do that. Similarity, in State versus Holcomb, the victim was a minor friend of perpetrator's daughter. Arrived at perpetrator's home to visit his daughter, at which time he invited her in to wait before engaging in sexual contact with her. State versus Holcomb. Oh, God. The court held that although the perpetrator responsibility towards victims was not extensive, it would reasonably include at least a minimum degree of protection of victims' health and welfare, which was sufficient to place perpetrator within the broad definition of position of authority. However, the court noted that the specific location is perpetrator's own home, a place within his exclusive control, a place in which children likely would view him as the parent in charge, a place that children might see as a safe harbor. And R. Kelly didn't do none of that. There's more case laws, all that. A lot of case laws. They went in with the case laws, y'all. This is a lot. Conclusion. In 2001, plaintiff was an emancipated 17-year-old who had a chance opportunity to meet defendant, a celebrity musician in Minneapolis, Minnesota, who provided her with his autograph and a phone number. This led to a hotel room encounter where she agreed to perform a naked dance for him in exchange for money, a premium ticket to his concert that evening, and a trip to the defendant's studio in Chicago, Illinois. Over the next 20 years, plaintiff experienced a multitude of unrelated hardships and traumatic experiences, was unable to work, receive government benefits, and ultimately waited to bring her claim against defendant until after she saw the broadcasting of the television show Surviving R. Kelly. Consequently, her lawsuit was well outside the statute of limitations for her claims, and the insanity exception did not apply to her. Nonetheless, this litigation revealed that plaintiff's primary dispute did not focus on the sexual encounter with defendant, but rather on defendant's failure to fly her to his studio in Chicago, Illinois. As promised, likewise, the plaintiff's feeling of embarrassment was about receiving only $200. In the end, after 4 years of litigation, plaintiff's own deposition and evidence demonstrate that plaintiff's dispute with defendant was more closely aligned with that of a breach of contract claim. Although defendant was 27 years old at the time and was over 48 months older than she, he was not in a position of authority over her by virtue of being a popular R&B singer. And there were no other connections between the two, placing defendant in such a position over plaintiff. As a result, defendant's conduct did not fall under the definition of sexual abuse under Minnesota Statute 541.073. Since there was no genuine issue as to any material fact, defendant's motion to grant judgment as a matter of law in his favor must be granted, resulting in dismissal of the case. Whew. But you know what? It gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Y'all go get your popcorn. Because I don't like when I'm being lied to. Don't lie to me. Y'all go get some popcorn. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what I'm about to do. It's receipt time. It's receipt time. Check this out. Dream Team only. Let's go.
Not even when I was doing music. I started freestyling. It was cathartic. I used to call myself a freestyle poet or whatever the fuck I was doing. I'm doing music now. I stumbled into music. I didn't even know I had a voice.
Hey, White.
I bought a microphone and a setup, and all of a sudden I learned that I can sing. And then I started doing music. That wasn't music that you heard. That was BS of me just venting. That was pain and trauma.
Okay, so what's the Minnesota lawsuit about then?
That wasn't me. That's a completely different woman. If you were to go into court records, you will see. That's not even me. R. Kelly's got millions of women. I was in court records. They wanted me to testify on his behalf. He wanted me to go into the court to tell the world that I was Lisa Van Allen's girlfriend. He wanted me to lie on stand. He wanted me to tell the world that she and I were together. He wanted me to tell the world that he, in fact, didn't do all these. He wanted me to lie. I wouldn't want to do those things. I didn't want R. Kelly's name out there. I didn't want to be a part of any of that. I'm not a victim.
So you saying that
I'm nothing like those girls. He didn't do it. I don't believe that he did anything wrong to me.
So my thing is,
I was of age.
So my thing is, are you saying that he wanted you to lie, but then you saying that you was of age and you don't believe that he did anything wrong?
He didn't do anything wrong to me. I don't feel that I'm a victim.
So why would you? Because I did the research in a Minnesota case, right? And
yeah, that's not me.
And it comes back to you.
It comes back to me because I'm in court records. If you were to do your research, I'm in court records where I was on to testify on his behalf to undermine Lisa.
You've probably heard about Boxable's flagship product, the Casita. Come on in. Because this is so tall, it gives you a tremendous sense of space.
That was in 2000. That was in 2000. That was in 2008. But I'm talking now.
Yes.
Now in Minnesota, it comes back to you.
Yeah, but that's that woman that case that had been dropped. That Minnesota woman is a different woman. That's not me.
It's your whole name in Minnesota, Adelina.
I was Lisa's girlfriend.
It's your whole name in Minnesota.
That's in reference to the 2008 case.
No. The Minnesota case is in reference to in December 2024. It's your whole name in that case.
2024. That's not in reference. That's not me.
Okay.
That's not me. 2024. That's like recent. That's not me.
So what you're saying is that in December.
Yes.
In December. And you won't be on the prosecution side.
Absolutely, 100% correct. And if those are public records, that's easy to find out.
Yes,
it's absolutely 100% correct. That is not me.
Yes, it's public records, and it comes directly back to your name.
To the December 2024.
Yeah.
That is not me. I am not involved in any court case involving R. Kelly. Court records cannot put my name. If that's so, I would definitely need to look into that and definitely need to seek attorney because I have not been served. I have no word of this. That's recent. We're in 2024 now.
Right. And the case come up.
I'm walking around and living and living as Adelina Prado and have never heard of any of this.
Well, listen.
This is a first.
Listen, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying it, and I'm not saying it as a threat, but I'm not trying to threaten nobody or nothing like that. But his lawyers are locked and loaded and ready to go. So
against me,
it's your name.
So what are you? I don't understand when you say that I'm a December 2024.
Because the case
that I'm going,
because the
that
case
I'm going to court, or
because he got to go to court against you
again.
Yes, against you on December the 16th, 2024.
I never went to court. I've never been in court for R. Kelly.
Oh my
God! The only
God.
time that I never actually even went to court in 2008. I never even physically. The only time I went to court was with the grand jury in Eastern District of New York, with the Eastern District of New York.
So what happened with that?
I can't explain with that, and it wasn't as a victim. It wasn't as any of that. I can't explain and go into detail, and that was years ago.
Actually,
nothing in December. This is recent, December 2024. I have a physical address. I have no recollection of any of that. That's not me. And if you're saying that, like, I haven't gotten served, I haven't gotten a phone call, I haven't gotten any of that.
Well, this is weird because it said that.
But you're calling me Beverly, so who's Beverly?
That's like
my name is
Adelina. Right. That's Beverly is like the nickname that they're using for you.
That's not my name. My nickname is Birdie.
Exactly.
I'm Birdie, not Beverly.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I know exactly who you are. And you know who I am.
Sir, you don't know who I am.
And you know who I am.
You don't know who I am.
Okay.
You don't.
Well, I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say this. If it's not you, but that's in this law case. But that's in this lawsuit that I'm gonna say, and you got legal grounds and to sue in the state of Minnesota because they clearly got you in it.
In the state of Minnesota, they have me. So R. Kelly's going back to court.
Yep.
And with the state of Minnesota, with me?
Yep.
So then I should have been served.
But they said that you opened it back up.
No. Absolutely not.
I'm just telling you what's on record.
And you seeing my name?
Yes.
Wow. That's not me. Then that means I don't know, that would, then a physical person has to walk into court.
That's why I'm happy that you called me, but then I'm sitting back and I'm like, this is weird.
It's very weird because an actual physical person has to walk into court.
Yep.
That's Adelina, and that's not me.
and it's weird, and because it's Adelina Prado, aka Birdie, government given name Beverly to conceal information.
Government given name Beverly. My government given name is Adelina.
No. When they say government given name, but that's one of the names that they give you on the side of Jane Doe.
On the side of Jane Doe.
Yeah.
I've never been called Beverly in my life. I'm a Latina. That's an American name.
What I'm saying is and the government give names, right? But they give you, just like they gave Lisa Van Allen a name, but they gave Azriel a name, but they gave a bunch of other liars names.
So this is interesting. So does it say when this court appearance is?
December the 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I wish December the 16th was tomorrow.
I do too.
That's open to the public, right?
Yep.
I wish it was tomorrow.
It's December the 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning at a Hennepin County for the Hennepin County, Minnesota.
So that means I would have been served.
No, that mean that I put like this, but that mean that you would have opened it up. Cause that's what it says.
What do I have to do what do I do? What do I do to clear this up? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think
yes, I am. I am. I am looking to release an album. And no, it's not garbage. It's not what
and you have that right, Birdie. And you have that right.
This is I don't know who you are, and I don't care for you to feel anything for me. I don't.
No, I don't feel no kind of way.
This is not me. I swear to God, this person is not me. I don't know who this person is, but it's not me. It's not me. I don't know. I wouldn't have to lie. I wouldn't have called you. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. I'm not that person.
Birdie, listen.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
And you keep saying you don't know who I am. So let me reintroduce myself again. This is Dana you talking to. Lord, little.
I ain't giving all that out.
Piece of the back the fuck off. I didn't do any of those shows. I didn't go into court. I didn't do anything to Mom. I didn't do any of the shows. I declined all of it.
I never said you was a victim.
He didn't do nothing to me.
I was the one that robbed.
I didn't say nothing to nobody. I didn't go into court. I didn't do anything to Mom. I didn't do any of the shows. I declined all of it. I didn't care about any money. I told Lisa to back the fuck off. I didn't do any of those shows. I did not do Dr. Phil. I did not do Good. They all wanted me. I didn't do the Good. Declined all of it. I didn't care about any money. I told Lisa to back the fuck off. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I didn't go into court. I didn't do anything to Mom. I didn't do any of the shows. I declined all of it. I didn't care about any money. I told Lisa to back the fuck off. I'm the only one that didn't tell on him. I'm the only one that didn't tell on them. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I didn't go into court. I didn't do anything to Mom. I didn't do any of the shows. I declined all of it. I didn't care about any money. I told Lisa to back the fuck off. I didn't do any of those shows. I did not do Dr. Phil. I did not do Good. They all wanted me. I didn't do the Good.
So let me ask you a question. When Surviving R. Kelly.
Hey Nate. Come on, yo. Yo, stop spamming my channel with that, man. Come on, bro. Yo, we heard you the first time when you gave Levi kudos, bro. Golly, yo, stop spamming my channel with that shit.
It was being made and everything.
Yeah.
Did Elisa Van Allen give them and your information for you to go in there and allow him? Like they did?
At that point, Lisa was mad. She was furious with me. She was mad at me because Good Morning America, Dr. Phil, and Daily Mail so Good Morning America around the first documentary time. Good Morning America, Daily Mail, and Dr. Phil have been contacting me, and they weren't trying to get in touch with Lisa. They didn't want Lisa. And Lisa wanted to get her story out. So she was upset with me because at that time, she wanted to get her story out. She wanted to write a book. She really wanted to exploit Rob. And I wasn't with it. And she was upset that they wanted me and not her.
That's what I figured.
Exclusively.
That's what I figured. And because when I walked up on her and her boyfriend at where she worked at, and she just kept saying, "Oh, you coming after me? Oh, but you're not saying nothing about Birdie." And I said, if I find out for that Birdie as part of this, I'm going to report it just like I reported you and your fake ass boyfriend. Because our boyfriend's supposed to be this drug dealer down here that I pulled up on as well. But I just don't, everything that you do and you don't got to go public about. So it's like our boyfriend was like, yo, I didn't want to go.
We're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota and
in the court. I didn't want to do any of that. In fact, I even said to myself, if I were to ever talk to him again, he would be pleased with me. So I was the only one that never spoke out.
So did the government threaten you?
No, the government didn't threaten me. They basically wanted me to talk. I didn't talk to anyone. They wanted me to appear as though I was a victim. I'm not a victim. The reason why I wanted to write a book is so that I can tell the world that I am not a victim. The reason why that what you read on your post, I was so vulgar with my mouth is because I'm not a victim.
But you referenced
I do have a mouth on me.
Yeah, but you referenced Rob in the song after saying that you've been with him for like 12 years. And I'm like, and if you listen to what I said, I commend you on that, and because you could have came out looking for a payday too.
I didn't want it. For what?
So, okay, so how much was they offering you?
They didn't offer me any money. Those girls didn't get paid money. Those girls got paid for marketing, for materials, for pictures and stuff like that.
And for book deals.
Money.
And for book deals.
And for my journal, and for book deals, and for things like that. I didn't want to be involved with any of those things. The only reason why I wanted to write a book is to get my story out about me not being a victim.
Listen, can you email me and your number, and I'm going to send it over into Rob Lawyer so that way they can talk to you?
There was one period of time where, what's the name of the lawyer, her last name starts with an M. The very first one. See, I've been in
She's dead now.
She's dead?
Yeah, but they killed her.
They killed her?
Yeah, but the government killed her. In the wake of R. Kelly's trials, they killed her. But they ran her over with a government truck.
Oh my
God. So I'm gonna leave that right there, right? I kept y'all long enough on the Saturday, a day before Father's Day Eve. Only thing I'm gonna say is this right here, man. I have it all. That interview was long as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's long as hell. But hey, what do I know? You know what I mean? I don't know nothing, but I don't know.
Your truth gonna come out and it's gonna really fuck you up, bro. Because you think you're smarter than everybody. You thought you were smarter than the system. You went in there, now that woman put your truth out. I don't got nothing to do with that. You ain't even mad with me, you mad with your motherfucking self. Nobody told you to go do what you did. You did it, bro. I hate all this shit y'all try to say about you. You can say whatever you want about me. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I just gave her all of the information. I got the actual people on the phone. She made the decisions. She made the decisions on her own, and it was not easy. It was days and days and days of crime. It was hours and hours and hours of footage. It was indictments. It was phone calls. It was a lot of different things, and it was a lot of information that she just did not know. But let me say this, though you might have showed all of that, I think what really made what solidified what you showed her was his absence. Because it might have been a completely different story if he was out. I don't think so. Not after what I showed her. Like, not how she took it. It's not just me. It's not just me that dealt with her. It's my girl. It's my mom. It's my daughter. What I'm trying to say is that no matter how much I showed her that the things that he was telling her were lies, and she went on national TV and did what she did, you don't think that had nothing to do with her realizing that, fuck this motherfucker. I can't believe. I think all of that has something to do with it, but I think what solidified her actions was his absence. Everything came into play, but what I think finalized it and gave her the courage and the strength to go on is because there were other people in her ear and he wasn't there to defend it. Had he been there to defend it, I don't think it would have turned out the same way.
Agreed.
He was in jail. She was vulnerable. And I'm not saying what you did was wrong. I'm not saying what you did was right, but she was vulnerable. Anybody could have came in and slid in her ear and told her anything because the nigga not there.
And now you want to try to throw me in it. I'm not in it, bro. And don't drag me in your shit. You in this all by yourself, homie. Big liar. You did it all. You flew back and forward to Chicago. You got everybody. You saved all the girls. You didn't do shit. And how did my daughter leave your house to go to Chicago? Oh, you paid for the ticket. The same week that I gave you money for her stand, right? Am I correct? Okay, yeah, I thought so. Nigga, I paid for my daughter to go to, after she switched, we was going to LA. She wanted to go to Chicago. He pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. So if you're gonna tell the truth. Don't fucking lie, you piece of shit.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off. We kept that.
And now you want to try to throw me in it. I'm not in it, bro. And don't drag me in your shit. You in this all by yourself, homie. Big liar. You did it all. You flew back and forward to Chicago. You got everybody. You saved all the girls. You didn't do shit. And how did my daughter leave your house to go to Chicago? Oh, you paid for the ticket. The same week that I gave you money for her stand, right? Am I correct? Okay, yeah, I thought so. Nigga, I paid for my daughter to go to, after she switched, we was going to LA. She wanted to go to Chicago. He pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. To go to, after she switched, we was going to LA. She wanted to go to Chicago. He pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. She wanted to go to Chicago. He pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. She wanted to go to Chicago. He pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. She wanted to go to Chicago. He pumped her up to try to go get Jordan. So if you're gonna tell the truth. Don't fucking lie, you piece of shit.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off. We kept that shit going. We got bus drivers. We got police officers. We got assistants. We got friends. We got people to lie. We got the storage. We got motherfucking video, audio. You have seen Azriel at my house. You have seen parents at my house.
All you doing is...
Hold on. There's a part in that nobody caught. Because I didn't catch it until just now. So Larry pumped up Azriel to go fight Joy, or to have a fight with Joy, when the initial thing was Azriel was supposed to be going to LA. But she switched her flight because Larry pumped her up to go to Chicago to get Joy. Watch this. My analogy is Larry is the face of Oak Cove, right? So Larry pumped Azriel to go get Joy for Tim. Why don't Levi or none of them include Tim in their bullshit? But they go after one set of parents instead of going after all the parents. I go after all the parents. whether it be Tim, whether it be Miss Kramer, whether it be Ms. Rogers or Mr. Rogers, whether it be the Clarys, I don't give a fuck. See, y'all want to single out one set of parents. No. You got to listen to what's being said. So Tim was in Larry's ear, along with Jongelin, and they probably got him along with the other OCO members, right? I know a lot of OCO members hate when I say this, but if any of them had anything to do with a robbery or an interference with a federal witness, they all need to go to jail. I don't give a fuck if they got a disability or not. But they got people in jail that got disabilities. The problem is, I think Larry should go back to jail. I don't think his sentence was long enough. Because you can't interfere with a federal case and then get a slap on the wrist. No. And I don't think he need to be at a camp. I think he need to be at Butner with the Aryan Brotherhood. And then I'm going to say this. Don't y'all get it twisted. If any nigga is getting on the internet talking about they a vice lord and they got protection rights, they lying. I never seen a vice lord snitch. And I'm going to leave it there. So with that being said, this is going to get piping hot and it's going to get deep. Listen. That's all I'm going to say. It's coming. Also, stop trying to rebuild bonds you didn't break, man. Say fuck them people and get on with your life. And understand that half of them ain't shit.
To me, I'm still holding secrets of people that betrayed me. No, they don't deserve my loyalty. But I always keep my word. Don't preach loyalty to me. I'm still holding secrets of people that betrayed me. No, they don't deserve my loyalty. But I always keep my word.
Let every move be your best. Enough of the speculations and the rumors. I'm finna lay that to rest. I ain't never been extorted, and I ain't never been a pussy. They thought I was Patrick Mahomes. I passed them niggas without even looking. My crib on 5 acres, Super Bowl ring like a now later. Pop a tab on my ass, a skyscraper. Make her come on a dick like a vibrator. At this point, ain't no competition. Something wrong with their comprehension. What goes around come back around. I can't fuck with groupie bitches. I'm too superstitious. Real nigga dilemma. These little niggas need parental. I was in back of the line too long. I walked to the front and skipped them. I don't ask for permission, nigga. If I want it, I'm coming to get it, nigga. Make them stand down like a midget, nigga. If you want to get rich, you should listen, nigga. I came home and charged 25 a show. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, diamond in the dirt. Now I'm up under a scope. Now they can see all my clarity. Made a couple good investments. Bought 1,000 pounds, made it disappear. Made 3.9 million fresh out to sell less than a year. Yeah.
You won't believe what I'm going through. Trying to hold this music down just like you told me to. Every day I pray and cry cause I hear what they say. It's so fucked up that it even had to go this way. See, I get lost sometimes, I'm in a different space. All these users around need a familiar face. Surviving chaos, girl, I see that you survived. Ain't taking sides, can't say who's wrong or right. Cause all I know is I'm about to tell the story. Oh, a lot of pain and a lot less glory. Yesterday felt just like last July. I was tired, I tried to take my life. Oh, I'm trying to get my feet back on the ground. If I don't slow down, man, I won't be around. I'm always trying to help people out, but them the same motherfuckers taking food out my mouth. Taking any love that I can, just to show the world that I can.
Say you love me, what you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, 'cause I'm really about to